Alright, I think that's enough. We should go ahead and get things started out here. Are we still... Okay. And then it looks fine so far. Let's go ahead and get started. Play us a little bit of Ogre Watch. Actually, I'll leave this on, but I'll turn it down a bit. Wait a sec. At least I hope so. Gonna boot up some unranked. I don't feel like playing. I don't feel like playing competitive at all. It's just it's not my speed these days, you know. Well, that's not true. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you guys. I just don't understand how a person is expected to be able to rank up as a support. I don't know. I don't get it. I try so hard, and it doesn't seem to matter. I can wald. Hey, of course we got a Reinhardt. Why is it like this? Frame rate? What? What? I don't know why that's happening like that. I'm gonna play Tears for the Kingdom. Whoa! I'm not gonna play like that. What is going on? Why is my game like this? I'm gonna play Tears of the Kingdom. No. The host is lagging. That's not me. Felt like it was me. My thing is I didn't really enjoy Breath of the Wild as much as a lot of other people did, unfortunately. I really wanted to. I put in many hours. I took down 2 of the Divine Beasts. Well, not took down, but like I freed 2 of the Divine Beasts. And after a while, I just wasn't having fun. I just don't play my Switch, you know? It's just kind of a paperweight at this point. And while Tears of the Kingdom looks interesting, it also looks like, you know, it basically is Breath of the Wild 2, and that's great for people that enjoyed that game, but it doesn't really, outside of Ganondorf being back, doesn't really have anything that I'm particularly looking forward to. I'll probably watch content on it. If I do play it, it'll be way later. I never even finished the last game. There's a lot of games out there that are like, you'll have a long-running series, and then they'll drop a game that's a huge hit, and then that's what they do. Resident Evil's in that spot now, where like, you know, Resident Evil had grown a bit stagnant, and people weren't too happy with the direction of the franchise, and so they dropped Resident Evil 7, and everybody loved it, so they made 8, which was just 7-2. Exciting until it's suddenly boring. Excited for Ganondorf. Yeah, like that's the biggest thing that caught my eye is Ganondorf is back. Any tank preference? Nah, Ram is good. Let me see what's going on. Dude, holy shit. And I don't even really know exactly what it was. There were things about it that frustrated me, because it's like, obviously one of the biggest appeals of Breath of the Wild is that it's this huge open world game with infinite possibilities, things for you to do, and it doesn't force you to do anything. It doesn't hold your hand and like set you on a predestined path to do anything in any particular order. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, within that world, and that is fantastic. The problem, though, is that, like, it doesn't even funnel you a little bit. And it was something that I had noticed when I was in the desert, because I didn't think that it would be the sort of situation where, like, I needed to have desert specific clothing or else I wasn't gonna make it. You know, I would just overheat and die of fucking sunstroke. And that's cool. It makes sense to me, I guess. But I kind of just lucked out into finding that village where they're like, "Oh, it's a man. What is this?" And you end up getting, you know, desert clothes. And so then I was going for the next divine beast, the iguana that's in the volcano area, and I just started burning to death. And I was like, okay, so this is how it's gonna be. I don't know what on earth I could possibly need to prevent burning to death, and the game has no interest in telling me, and I'm not gonna look it up, and so I just stopped playing. Any Nintendo games that you played that caught your interest? The newest Kirby was exactly what I hoped for, however it didn't exceed expectations. I did, because I bought a friend of mine a copy of the game for their birthday, and they really enjoyed it, apparently. And so I was happy for them. I played it a little bit. I thought the gimmick of like the whole mouthful mode where like he hoovers a car into his mouth but it doesn't go all the way in for some reason, I thought that was kind of silly, because I'm like, Kirby can eat a car. He can absolutely... Whoa! He can absolutely eat a car. Dude. Something... I'm running out of RAM or something. This doesn't make any sense. Oh my god. You're supposed to cook food to help defend against it? Cook food that helps defend against burning to death? What does that mean? What could you possibly eat that'll prevent that? But I don't know, I'm not the Nintendo fan that I once was, mostly because Nintendo is not the... Goodness gracious. It's not the game company that they once were. There. Healed. Smothering Butterfly and Monster Heart. Did the game tell you that? What did I miss? Because I have no recollection of what is going on. Or just buy one at the stable. I have zero recollection of ever being told any of that in the game. Do I like any 3D Zelda? I love 3D Zelda. My favorite game in the entire series is Majora's Mask. I love Twilight Princess. Well, I don't want to count Link Between Worlds, but I do also really like that game. I think Skyward Sword gets too much hate. That's a fine game. Obviously, Ocarina of Time is a classic. Fireproof elixir. You can make it out of lizards too. Where? I didn't know that any of this existed. Game didn't tell me shit. And it's like, yeah, I could look up how to not be killed by, you know, a hot area, but I shouldn't have to. Oh, Wind Waker. I completely forgot about Wind Waker. That's one of my favorite GameCube games. I love Wind Waker. Wow. I burned to death a cool little 12 times, hoping that when I would respawn, it would like just give me a hint as to what I was supposed to do. I got 0. Jesus. I just feel like it shouldn't be happening like this. Should release it on the Switch. Yeah, that's one of my gripes with the Switch itself, is that like they completely Moira what? I want to be so toxic right now. My instinct there was to just tell him to shut the fuck up, honestly. But yeah, it's like they completely forsook the concept of backwards compatibility, which is not great. Because you know you could play your GameCube games on the Wii and you could play your Wii games on the Wii U, but you cannot play your Wii U games on the Switch. How do we remedy this? Re-release them all for full price. I'll take care of everything. What is going on, dude? I want to tell them respect the May 1v1. Holy shit. Why did that not accomplish anything? It's just like, between that and like Nintendo only really caring about a handful of their franchises, it's just hard to be as much of a Nintendo fan as I was growing up. So it's like, I want a, a new Star Fox game. That would be nice. Or damn. Like, the closest thing we've gotten to a new Star Fox game in the last couple of years is the fact that they put Star Fox 2 on the god damn it, on the SNES Classic. There are just a lot of oh my god. Well, you know what they say about the Lucio 1v1, right? They've abandoned Mega Man except for Legacy Collection CO.
Evolution is a painful path to walk.
Freaking Ice Climbers, Donkey Kong Country, even Mario Kart. It's like, oh, we'll re-release Mario Kart 8 and we'll add double power-ups. That's cool, I guess. Or double items. And you know, after about 5 years of that, we will we'll start re-releasing old maps from the previous games, and start charging about full price for that, when we could just make a new Mario Kart, you know? And people were upset with me for like criticizing Nintendo over that. but it's like it's disgusting to me at least. I don't know. Last year they released Skyward Sword, which you refused to buy again. Oh yeah. Wow. It's like, and there are things that like aren't necessarily their fault. Like I can't blame them for what's happened to Mother.
We must regain the lead. Careful. Play of the game.
Huh. I can't blame them for what's happened to Mother. You know, it would be nice to have another Earthbound, but it's like you look at all of the things. I don't know, cause like yeah, like there was a new Paper Mario recently. What was it? Origami something. It's like but it's complicated because it's not even exactly that they have abandoned so many of their series over the years. Because it's like, yeah, you can make a new game in a series, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a good one or one that's very welcomed. Like, they didn't even start promoting the new Kirby until, like, what, 2 weeks before it came out? But Zelda, they announced 2 years ago, you know? And it's like, oh yeah, you want a new Hyrule Warriors to tide you over? Age of Calamity? Like, not exactly. Origami King, yeah. Yeah. No Mario and Luigi for it's been a long time, I believe, since there was a Mario and Luigi. There hasn't been a Pikmin in close to 10 years, I feel like. How I feel about this Zelda. It's going to be another Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know. It feels like outside of the Italian, they don't really have a lot of faith in a lot of their series. Like yeah, it's cool that, you know, Mario Strikers came back. I don't know, it's hard to really articulate what upsets me about the current state of of Zelda, the new Metal Gear. That would be great, but that's a Konami thing. They I don't know if they're ever gonna get back on good terms with Hideo Kojima. Goodness. Another Nintendo series out there in the wild. 'Cause it's like I've been a Zelda fan for so long, and I don't feel like I have anything that I can really attach myself to. And it's not necessarily because there's been any sort of neglect towards the Zelda franchise. It's more so that I don't really want to get on board with the only type of Zelda that they're interested in giving me right now. Um. Oh, you know what? I did play the Link's Awakening remake, and that was very good. I did enjoy that. It was nice to have more than 2 buttons this time around. I don't know. It's like there's a lot of Mario content that comes out constantly. Uh, there's a Zelda game every maybe 3 or 4 years, which is fine, I guess. But as far as mainline Zeldas, it's a lot longer than that. Because it's like we have this one, and 6 years ago we had Breath of the Wild, and 6 years before that I think we had Skyward Sword, and I think 7 years before that we had Twilight Princess. So it's like mainline Zeldas are getting further and further apart. But it's like, if that's not your speed, you have what, like Triforce Heroes, Link's crossbow training. Dude, what's going on? What are we doing? If you didn't like Star Fox Zero, oh well, because you're not getting another one. I don't really understand what the problem is. And you know, and it's not even a Nintendo exclusive problem. I enjoyed how it would randomly create Mario game references. Yeah. It's not even exclusively a Nintendo problem, right? Because there's a lot, like, while it's great that the PS4 to PS5 generation has brought us so many new IPs. You know, we had the reboot of God of War, we have Spider-Man, we have Bloodborne, we have Horizon, we have The Order, which is probably dead and gone. I don't see that coming back. We have Ghost of Tsushima. There are also a lot of games from the older eras of PlayStation that I would like to see again. I would love more than anything for Sly Cooper and Jak and Daxter to return. But it feels like outside of Ratchet and Clank, Sony is too mature now for that sort of thing. I don't really know what's going on over there. Did I ever play the Final Fantasy series besides 7? Yes, I've played 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 13 2. I didn't play Lightning Returns. I played 15, and I've played a good bit of 14. Yeah. Do I still have the delay thing set on my mic? Let me see if I have it turned on. Jak and Daxter was amazing, except for the races. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about that, but Jak and Daxter means a lot to a lot of people, and I would like to see it come back. I was honestly blown away that Ratchet and Clank did come back, but it also felt like it was because that game allowed them to show off a lot of what the PS5 could do under the hood, which I really enjoyed that game, so I'm not going to complain about that. But it's like, I don't know. There's Ark the Lad. There's just so many games, Legacy of Kain from way back in the PS1 to 2 era, that have been dormant. Twisted Metal. How could I forget? Twisted Metal has been gone for so long. The last Twisted Metal game was on the PS3, and we are 3 years into the PS5. And it wasn't even a late stage PS3 game either. I think it wasn't a launch title, but it was close. I think it did still come out in 2006. It's just like, man, you know? And like, look, I'm very grateful that there are more new Sony games coming out, but there's other ones too. I don't know. I feel like I'm bitching and moaning about nothing. Okay, so I do still have that on. Let me turn that off. Anyway, I feel like I'm bitching and moaning for a lot of nothing. Because at the end of the day, I do still play the games, so my fault as much as it is theirs. But yeah, it's just because, like, what it really comes down to is that like AAA video gaming as a whole is in a bit of a sticky wicket right now. You know, like just this year you have Forspoken, Hogwarts Legacy, Jedi Survivor, Redfall. You have all these games that came out and were completely unplayable on PC. At least at very launch they were. And so you have PC players who put in so much time and so much money, such a big investment into being able to play video games, and then their efforts are kind of just trampled on by these big publishers and these big studios. And so that's really upsetting to see. But then there's also, you know, the age-old story of the fact that everything's plagued with microtransactions now. Let me just... Let's just... Hopefully...
I've got a good feeling. This could be our best mission yet.
That still looks fine, I guess, but oh, doing screen tearing. Anyway, it's just like between that and the fact that AAA games take so long to, oh my god, they just take so long to make nowadays. And so like if a game comes out and you don't like it, oh well, you know. If you're hoping for like things to be improved upon in a sequel, you're gonna be waiting for years. Years. Like, hold on. Okay. I am gonna go ahead and try to give it that restart it was talking about. Async. Let's just see.
Humanity is shackled. I will find the key. A sip for the parched. Humanity is shackled. I will find the key. More field research? Grand.
The eye will not fail. The hand will not flinch. Why not fire arrows that explode?
With enough skill and precision, explosives are unnecessary.
You saying I can't aim? I can aim.
5, 4. They offer something more.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Pain is inevitable. Into enemy. Duramago. Reforming
How'd you get ult so fast? Hold that.
Generosity. It is fleeting.
Ooh. Thanks, fun.
Mind your surroundings.
I need healing. Excellent teamwork.
I need healing. Thank you.
Fine.
Deine Pflicht ist nicht getan.
Big Starlight.
Woo! Please move. Goodness.
Helping you out.
Time again to try again.
Time for the reckoning!
My ultimate is almost charged. Be nourished. Preparing your elemental. Pain is imminent. Surrender to my will. Double unassailable prowess.
Establishing aerial position.
You cannot escape me.
That's unfortunate.
Lawful chance.
Kind of stood no chance there, but hey, it happens, I guess. Just smacked my forehead like crazy. Here, hold that.
A taste of poison.
Can't get out. Couldn't get away.
Great minds are always persecuted.
Overtime.
Coming. Nice. That was one of the easiest dubs I've ever taken. Goodness gracious. You shake my nerve and you're out of my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will. Ooh, what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar. Prepare to attack.
Watch point, Gibraltar.
Select your hero.
I hate this map.
Humanity is shackled. I will find the key.
Got a good cigar and a big iron on it. What more does a man need? Maybe something to drink.
Continue to show and grow.
I offer something more. Overwatch. Keepers of the status quo. Where will you go?
How's it going?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing.
More payload.
Escort the payload.
For the parched.
Goodness gracious. Why is everybody so allergic to being near the payload? You know, the high ground.
I offer something more. Reforming you.
There you go. I'll show you what.
Big stanger lap. I require assistance. Show me. Pain is inevitable. What is it?
That wasn't exactly what I wanted to happen.
Progress is seldom one of ease. Out there. Your end is within my reach. Surrender to my will. Reforming you.
We need to get this tracer, dude.
Time again to try again. A taste of poison. Now, to start anew.
Somebody get me some healing.
Be nourished.
They got us outnumbered. Good.
To be renewed. Misery made manifest.
Junkrat Prime is ready. Come on, let's get that payload going.
Or were you standing there?
Taste of poison.
I have
Seconds remaining. Wasted enough time. Your end is within my reach. Preparing your Salero
Oh. Thing's fine.
Expect the unexpected.
I really don't appreciate always being left by myself. Dude, this Junkrat is actually garbage.
Get over here.
I don't think we need a Junkrat right now. He's not getting the job done. Last time y'all grouped up, you all got killed immediately.
I offer something more.
Let's take him to the underworld.
Ugh. Oh man. Dude. Side Nugget is actually abysmal.
Evolution is a painful path to walk.
That's it. Everyone's going to Tartarus.
Everyone's going to Tartarus? Is that what she said?
Progress is seldom won with ease.
Adaptive circuits engaged. To the payload.
Side Nugget, please kill somebody.
Time again to try again. Receive my aid.
I don't know why.
No opposition is insurmountable. My ultimate ability is charging. Your end is within my reach.
I can't believe we won that. No thanks to Side Nugget, though. Um...
Welcome to Oasis.
Humanity is shackled. I will find the key. Níl Tinton mar the Tinton Bay.
I hate this place.
Five, four, three, two, one. Round one. Capture the objective.
Pilgrims on this mission.
She's gonna blow.
Enhancing your vitals. A taste of poison. Evolution is a painful path to walk.
Be nourished.
Your end is within my reach.
This is going great.
No.
I am ready to unleash coalescence. Mercy on call. I'm here to support.
Pain is inevitable. What is it now?
Thanks for the power.
I offer something more. knowledge is its own reward.